Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy, here today to talk about how to eliminate overthinking for good as a highly sensitive person. Subscribe to my channel if you are an HSP ready to up-level your life this year and really rock out in 2021. I'm Jess, welcome to Emotional Fire Academy. That's what we do here. I am a former firefighter and master NLP practitioner and a highly sensitive person myself. So you are in good company. I'm so glad you're here. Remember, I do have one-on-one coaching at my website, emotionalfireacademy.com. Check that out in the description box below if you need one-on-one support and are looking to really get to the next level and just need a little bit of guidance and direction. I can help you with that. And I also do neurofeedback rentals if you are in the Denver area. And that is also a great way to do just that. Eliminate overthinking, quiet your mind. But you can also just watch this video and master these things too. If you really apply them, they will help you. If you really apply them, they will help you. So let's talk about, this is a very common problem for highly sensitive people, right? Overthinking. That's one of the commonly reported issues for highly sensitive people is just overthinking, rumination, just kind of stirring in thought. I believe this is a habit. This is a habit. So this was set up in childhood, right? When we were originally getting the conditioning that something was different about us. And so a lot of us went into this kind of hypervigilance in not only our environment, in the sensory data, but also hypervigilance in our thought patterns of thinking, meaning and interpretation, and really mulling over things over and over in order to find the right answer or the right solution or the right, how can I make this right or what can I do different next time? This hypervigilance of thought is very common for highly sensitive people because of this early childhood conditioning or patterning. The beautiful thing about this is whatever the mind can do, it can also undo. So all conditioning can be conditioned to something else. That's the beautiful thing about being a human, is that we can train ourselves to do something different, and it's not as hard as you think. So if overthinking is an issue for you, something that you really struggle with, or something that you perceive as an obstacle to getting what you want or to just having peace of mind, rest assured this is not a part of who you are unless you believe that story. Okay? I believe this is a habit. I actually decided to conquer my overthinking. And so I'm telling you from the other side of saying, you can do this. This is just a habit. Most habits take about 30 days to recondition, to repattern. And so it really doesn't take that long to break through overthinking, to quiet your mind, and to get that peace of mind you really crave, because you deserve that. You deserve peace of mind. All right, let me check with my notes real quick. I'm challenging you over the next 30 days to try this out, to actually apply it. If you apply the things that I talk about, you will see results. That's the difference between watching a video on YouTube and actually doing it. You can break yourself, and it doesn't have to be a hard process. You can just recondition yourself to have the mental environment that you want, to have that peace and quiet you're craving. And so there's some simple, and before I go into the actual steps, I just want to point out that this hypervigilance of thought, this rumination, is actually hidden in the mechanism of it, is a victim mindset. Right? Because we're feeling victimized by the meaning. What did this mean? And tossing over it and turning the idea over and replaying the scenario in our minds. It is a victim mindset. And so we feel kind of powerless in it. It's really disempowering to be stuck in habitual overthinking. And so when we step into our power and we decide this is my reality and this is what it is, done. Mind shut off. So either our thoughts are going to be thinking us, and we're the victim of our thoughts. We're the victim of our patterns of thought that we believe are just running on their own, that we have no control over. Or we can step into a very empowered place and know this is how I'm going to interpret what happened to me, or this situation, or this problem I perceive I have. This is just how it's going to be, and there's no thinking about it. That's a very certain, this is how it is. The mind doesn't need to think about that. And a lot of times that decision can come from the heart, right? The mind is the creative aspect. I've talked about this before on my channel. The mind is the creative one. It's going to spin and turn and get into these rabbit holes and create and mull. The heart, when you drop down into your heart space, your heart has very simple answers. It's like, quit the job, marry that guy, go eat some chocolate. The heart is very straightforward. There's no rumination in the heart. The heart just knows what it wants. And so know that you have other decision-making areas in your consciousness, not just your mind. When I'm giving you these steps, know that, it's okay. It's okay to give the head a break while we're reconditioning and step into these other decision-making areas, namely the heart and the gut. The gut is also another great area to use when, deciding on something and stepping into your power. So your 30-day challenge, are you ready? I am challenging you 30 days to eliminate your own overthinking by doing these steps. Hot potato concept. Now, if you have been watching my videos, if you're familiar with my channel, you might be familiar with this. The hot potato concept. So the first thing we need to do to eliminate overthinking during our 30-day challenge is to drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Now, I'm saying that because it's true. Drop it like it's hot. When something is emotionally charged, when a concept, an idea, a story, a narrative is emotionally charged, a problem, that's when we want to drop it. It's a hot potato. We're going to drop it. I go over this a little bit deeper in the video, Do This to Completely Transform as a Highly Sensitive Person. I recommend you check that one out in addition to this video. I'll put the link above. But it's essentially, this is, I think, one of the most important skills you can cultivate as a highly sensitive person is dropping something while it's hot. While it's hot. I'm not saying you can't come back to it. Just like a hot potato, if you drop it, it's still going to be there on the ground for you to return to. Just like your problem, your story, your narrative, whatever is bothering you, it's still going to be there on the ground. But while it's hot, we want to drop it. We want to drop it because practicing that is the beginning of eliminating the overthinking cycle. Because when we overthink something, it's because there's emotion behind it. We don't overthink things that are simple. We don't overthink breakfast. We don't overthink getting in our car and turning it on until there's a problem, right? We don't overthink things that have no emotional charge. We just do them. We don't think about them, right? The thinking mind isn't actually involved. It's very automatic. It's a body memory. So we want to drop things that are hot in our cognition so that they can cool off and we can come back to them with more resources. And what I mean by more resources is a clearer state of mind. And so the first thing we want to do in our 30 days is start practicing the hot potato concept. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. It's just literally when you feel a problem come up and you're starting to ruminate on it, the hot potato, drop it like it's hot. Hear that song in your head. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. I'm going to say it more times during this video so that it gets in there. When you drop it, come back to it when you've cooled off. When you've cooled off, because you're going to overthink it if there's emotion. You're going to spin and ruminate. Drop it like it's hot. And when you do that, so this is part of reconditioning the habit. When you drop it, go reward yourself with like a little treat, a video, a little piece of candy, whatever little treat is actually going to distract you and put you on a different thought process so that you actually let it go completely. You want to let it go completely for the time being. It's going to be hard to do this at first because there's a real urgency behind overthinking. There's an urgency to figure it out. There's an urgency to think of the solution and for the mind to figure it out, and the mind goes round and round and round. But we don't ever really figure it out. We just settle upon something when we get tired of overthinking. So drop it like it's hot, reward yourself, go distract yourself with something pleasant, maybe read a chapter in your favorite book, and this is part of habit changing. If you want to know more about habit change and really dig into a deeper process of habit change, check out the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It spells it out very, very simply, explains habits, what they are, and how to catch yourself before the habit and replace it. But I am also telling you kind of the same concept here, is drop it like it's hot, go reward yourself with something else, and then come back to it when you have a clearer mind, when you're not as emotionally involved, and then you won't be overthinking as much. You're going to feel more from a heart space of like, this is just what I want. This is what I want, and I don't have to analyze the meaning over and over again. So that's our first step. Our second step in cultivating our inner okayness. So as we practice dropping hot thoughts, hot concepts, hot problems, we need to also cultivate a sense of okayness, right? Part of the victim mentality of spinning in thought is feeling powerless in a situation. How do we take our power back? We cultivate our inner okayness. I've also talked about this in other videos. This is how firefighters become firefighters. There's a baseline sense of okayness where they're like, yeah, I'm going to walk into this chaos and do what I need to do and then leave and not be affected by it. We cultivate our okayness by knowing that deep down, we're okay. We're going to be okay. We are in control and we're okay. We're in control of this. This is our domain, our body, our mind, our soul. This is our domain, and nothing can shake us unless we let it, right? And so practicing that okayness in moments where it doesn't seem to be okay. Really cultivating a sense of I'm safe, I am okay, right? Okayness really is, I'm not reacting to this, Even if you do react a little bit, it's like, yeah, maybe I got a little upset, but I'm okay. I'm fine. Cultivating our inner okayness. I'm not saying not to have any emotions at all. I'm saying step into the sense of power that your sense of okayness comes from within, from inside out, not from outside in. Like, I'll be okay when everything outside of me is calm and nothing is going on and there's no noises or things aren't bothering me. That okayness comes from within. So we practice emanating that okayness of like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. The world is collapsing around me. I am okay. I am okay. I am okay. I'm okay. I am sound. I am choosing to be okay. It's also a choice of I am choosing to be okay in this situation. I'm choosing to stand in a place of calm and watch and observe and then act and not get swept away by the tide of, some triggered reaction that I had from condition, from childhood. Cultivate your inner okayness. A good time to do this is after you've dropped it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Reward yourself with something, and then cultivate a sense of okayness. I'm fine. I'm gonna figure this out. It's all gonna be cool. I'm gonna go eat a sandwich, and then a few hours, minutes, days later, bing! Like the perfect solution is just gonna pop into your cognition, or you'll have a sense of something arising of like, this is how I feel about this, and this is what I've decided. And there is no overthinking. It's kind of a process that happens without overthinking. It's just like a deep guttural, like, oh, this is how it's going to be. And so that doesn't involve overthinking. That happens on way deeper levels than overthinking. And then we're not caught in these circular patterns of overthinking and wasting our cognitive energy on trying to fix something that might not even be a problem. It might just be, a lack of okayness within ourselves. And as a bonus, so doing those two things will totally, if you do those two things for a month, I guarantee you will have eliminated your overthinking for good. I did these two things. And as a bonus, now if you do that, and if you really are still finding yourself having some stray thoughts, I want you to do, as a bonus, a thought inventory where you can actually sit down in the course of a day and write down some of the major thoughts that you have about yourself. Write them, take a sheet of paper, write them on the left side, thoughts that I'm thinking. Just the basic, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm broke. And then on the opposite side of the paper, once you've kind of spilled those thoughts out, on the opposite side, pick a better thought. Pick a better story. I'm always okay. No matter what's happening, I'm okay. There's the better thought. I can handle whatever's thrown at me. You choose a better feeling thought, and then you have to practice that better feeling thought. So when you catch yourself thinking, I can't handle this, I'm not okay, you go to, I can handle this. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. It's okay to do a little bit future tense. I'm going to be okay. Maybe right now I'm a little frazzled, but I am going to be okay with this. And actually, the quality of your thoughts, the language element of your cognition, is really up to you. You are in control. So as you do these things, you will start taking control. The thought inventory is the last piece of really polishing those thoughts that we have on a daily basis and improving them so that we feel better. We feel, right? The quality of our thought dictates the quality of our emotion. So when we choose better thoughts and we believe them, we're going to feel better emotions. We're going to feel more in control. And we're taking control, literally, of our mind. We are taking control of our mind, and we begin to think the thoughts instead of the thoughts thinking us. You can do this. Practice, practice, practice. You can do this. I believe in you. I did the same thing. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. That is the nature of habit change. It's going to feel a little bit foreign, a little bit uncomfortable, but the results are going to be worth it. Your mind is going to quiet. You are going to be in control. And when you catch yourself feeling a little bit of static in your cognition, you're going to be able to turn it around so much faster and catch it before it turns into a big, unruly beast of a narrative, of a story, of a problem. So I guarantee this. So drop a comment below. Let me know. Do the 30-day challenge. Come back. Let us know the results. I'm happy. I respond to all comments on my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. Again, if you want more one-on-one support, check that out at my Flammable to Fireproof program at emotionalfireacademy.com. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.